I've tried everything. High-end, luxury, viral products, professional brands, you name it, and I've tried it. And after all of that testing, I've come to a very clear conclusion recently. Some drugstore products don't just compare to high-end, they beat them, and not because they're cheaper, but because the formulas are just better. So today I'm breaking down the exact products that outperform luxury and the subtle differences that make them work so well on the skin. Let's go to the drugstore. The first product that I want to talk about is the L'Oreal Paris Age Perfect Age Defying Serum Le Duo. I couldn't be more honored to partner with L'Oreal Paris on the skincare portion of today's video because their products are top of the line at the drugstore. You guys have heard me talk about them constantly. This serum is one of those products that feels much more expensive than it actually is. What makes it really stand out is that it has a dual chamber. So instead of getting one basic formula, you're actually getting two different serums in one pump. One side is a firming collagen peptide serum, and the other side is a brightening vitamin C and B3 serum. And that's actually really smart formulation wise because mature skin often doesn't just need hydration, it usually needs support in multiple areas at once, like in firmness, dullness, texture, uneven skin tone. This addresses all of those concerns without needing 5 different layers in 5 different bottles. The texture is also gorgeous. It is silky, it is lightweight, so it never feels overly greasy or heavy on the skin, which I think is amazing if you have combination or oilier skin like me. And if your skin's on the drier side, it also layers beautifully under moisturizer too. This is the kind of product that makes your skin look better before the makeup even goes on it. And honestly, I think that's a huge part of the reason why I love it and why I think it beats a lot of the high-end products. It feels like luxury skincare through and through. The next product I want to talk about is the Maybelline Poreless Jelly Primer. And I know a lot of you are going to be surprised that I'm talking about primers because I often say that they're not really necessary, and I still think that, but I know that a lot of you guys are diehard about the primer life. You just love primers, and I get it. This is a really good example of a primer that understands what most people actually want from a primer. So a lot of the poreless primers that are out on the market, I feel like go too far in one direction. They're either too mattifying, so they're dry, they're flat, makeup can cling to it, like forget about it if you have dry skin. They look terrible on dry skin. Or they're way too glowy, way too slippery, and then makeup slides around the face. This one strikes a really nice balance between being hydrating, being smoothing, being blurring, while still keeping the skin looking like skin. I actually put this on my hand the other day, and I asked my son, who is 11, if he could tell which side had a pore blurring primer and which side didn't, and he got it right. Like, he knew right away. He was like, Mom, that's the side with the pore blurring primer. So you can see here, this one has the pore blurring primer and this one doesn't. There really is a difference, huh? It's subtle, but you can definitely see it. The next product is the E.L.F. Halo Glow. This is one of the most well-known examples of a drugstore product that genuinely competes with and arguably beats high end. If you didn't know, this is a very obvious dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, but at a fraction of the price. And in my opinion, it's just as good, if not better. So what this is, it's actually a complexion booster or a skin enhancer. It's a luminous, very low coverage product that you can use in a bunch of different ways. So you can wear it alone for a your skin but better look. It will create like a luminous, glowy finish on your skin, which can be gorgeous if you have dry skin or if you have more mature skin that doesn't have a lot of radiance to it. You can wear it alone, almost like a tinted moisturizer, but you're not going to get coverage from it. You can wear it under your foundation for glow. It will add glow from underneath the foundation. You can mix it into your foundation for a more radiant finish, or you can put it on high points of the face for a very subtle highlight. So after you do your whole makeup, you can dab it onto the cheekbone. You can put it on the bridge of the nose, wherever you want to draw a little bit of highlight. What I love so much about this is that I find it visibly makes your skin look almost filtered in real life. Like, you know, the Paris filter on Instagram where you like swipe it on and you still look normal, but you're suddenly a little glowier and brighter and healthier looking. That's what this is. The next product I want to share with you is in the foundation category, and I haven't talked about this in a while, so I wanted to bring it back to your attention because I think a lot of you guys are really going to love this. This is the L'Oreal Paris Up to 32 Hour Freshwear foundation. And this is a phenomenal, underrated foundation that no one seems to know about or talk about, but it really is great. Whenever I would use this foundation, my clients would message me. I mean, this happened more than a dozen times. And they would say, what foundation did you use me for that party, for that event, for the set day, whatever it was? Because my skin looked amazing from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, I hardly needed touch-ups. And they were always shocked to know that it was L'Oreal Paris Infallible. I kid you not, because they always thought it was something super high-end. Because I had Dior in my kit. I had Estee Lauder Double Wear in my kit. I had all of the top of the line, super expensive foundations. What makes it so good is that it gives you that really hard to find balance of really good coverage, very long wear, but a skin-like finish without feeling heavy and without feeling mask-like. It gives medium to full buildable coverage, but it has a very, very, very thin texture. It's actually not viscous at all. This is a really nice option if you want the coverage, but you still want your skin to look like real skin underneath. This is the foundation for that. The next product I want to share with you is the L'Oreal Infallible Up to 24 Hours Full Coverage Concealer. We are staying on the full coverage train for a second, okay? This is one of those drugstore concealers that has been a standout for years for a reason. It gives you really high impact, high performance coverage that people often go to the luxury concealers for. What makes this so good is that it is very pigmented, so you don't need a ton of product to actually get a ton of coverage. You get a lot of payoff here with less product. So it is really, really good if you struggle with things like extreme dark circles that you just can't get to cover with other concealers, discoloration, blemishes, redness, and it's even good for spot concealing around the face. Another thing that I think makes this better than a lot of the other concealers is that it's not trying to be overly hydrating in a way that ends up making it slip around and crease like crazy. This will really give you that more locked in, more reliable, more perfected finish. If you're finding this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Let's talk about the NYX Pro Fix Stick Concealer next. This is also a really great example of how good modern concealer sticks have become. Concealer sticks used to be so dry and awful. The reason this is amazing is because it is creamy, it's smooth, it's also buildable, but it gives more of like a medium coverage finish. It also comes in color correcting shades, which is something that you don't usually see in like the drugstore options. You'll see them in the professional lines or the high-end lines. This has it. You can get it in green, you can get it in peach. I think that's super, super cool. And I've used it as a color corrector a lot, and it actually does a very good job. All right, let's move on to the L'Oreal Infallible Blur-Fection Up to 24-Hour Loose Setting Powder. If you are a fan of beauty YouTube, you've probably seen this a lot lately. This is an amazing drugstore powder that is comparable, if not even better, than the very high-end powders. And I have all of them. I have Laura Mercier, I have Huda Beauty, I have all of them. This is just as good. I can't believe it, but it is. This will blur beautifully without looking heavy. What I also love about it is that it comes in really great shades that, again, you never see at the drugstore. It comes in light pink, comes in deep pink, and that's for brightening. It comes in translucent deep and translucent light. This really leveled up the drugstore powder game for sure. The next product is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. These are the brow pencils I've been using in my kit for the last like 10 years. And the reason they're so perfect is, well, for many reasons. For one, it's super thin. So we are all loving the brow sketchy look right now, right? We love the fluffy brow sketchy look that's not too filled in. So you can get that sketched in look because it is so dang skinny, but you can also get a very filled in look. And the really great thing about it is that the pencil is hard enough to be able to sketch with, but it's also soft enough that you can shade with. And that's not always the case for a lot of pencils. Something else that's great about it is that it has so many shades, and the shades aren't weird. I don't know why, but so many of the brow products at the drugstores have really weird shades. Like it gets real orange real quick, or even pink. Have you ever tried a brow product that looked pink? I have. Not gonna say the brand, but I was like, what the hell is this? This one doesn't do that. Like the undertones are fantastic, and there are lots of shades, including auburn. I recently got a question about which brow product to buy if you have red hair. And L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer has auburn. Speaking of brows, I could not do this video without mentioning this. I know I've mentioned this like a million times recently, but it literally is probably my favorite product that came out in 2025 of all time. I don't know why this like changed the game for me. This is the Faux Brow Pen, also by L'Oreal. It's that double prong, super skinny tip that does an incredible job of sketching in the most realistic hair-like strokes ever. I like using a brow pencil to shade my brows in. I don't use it all the time, but I do sometimes. But I still want a very precise, super skinny hair-like stroke, especially at the front of the brow. This will give you that. It will look so good when you get the hang of it. You need to use extremely light strokes. You almost just graze the skin, like hardly touch it. If you touch the skin, it's gonna almost bleed out like a pen. You hardly touch the skin, you will get the skinniest, nicest stroke ever. The fact that there's two gets the job done in half the time. I really thought that I would prefer a one prong instead of a two. No, I love the two prong. Last one in the brow category. You guys know I'm all about the brows. L'Oreal Brow Lamination up to 24 hours. This is a brow gel that I absolutely love because it has a very strong hold without being stiff or crunchy. Okay, there are lots of brow gels out there in Sephora that have a strong hold, but they're almost too glossy and too stiff. This will give you a laminated brow effect for sure. It definitely separates, fluffs them up, but there's no flaking, there's no residue. It's easy to use, very effective, not goopy, not messy. Let's move into the bronzer category. This is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible 24-hour Freshwear bronzer. Again, makeup artist staple. So the really good thing about this is that it gives a very natural warmth to the skin, but it doesn't look muddy. It blends beautifully. It has a soft matte finish that looks super smooth. It just goes on like butter on the skin, really smooth finish. And it also has a pretty good shade selection range. So you can find one even if you have, you know, pretty light skin. But what I love the most about it really is that it has that like matte complexion. It's not glossy on the skin. It just is great for bronzing, you know, when you want a bronzy contour. It works on everyone. It lays down beautifully. It lasts all day. Let's move into eyes. I recently said in another one of my videos, like, where are the drugstore eyeshadows at? Like, what's going on? At least in Canada, you can like not find drugstore eyeshadows anymore. There's like hardly any, and the ones that are out kind of suck. I finally found drugstore eyeshadow that I love. I am wearing it today. Can you believe it does not look so high end? It's by Revolution. As soon as I saw it, I was like, what's this? Because I really like the color story here. So this one's called the True Icon. It's a bronzy palette. And the reason that I love it, I gotta show you, is because you have your matte shades here. These are so wearable. And then you have your shiny shades here. We all love a chromey highlight, right? But then guess what? You have cream. So there's two cream shadows, mattes, and then your shimmers, which is amazing. Now, the shimmers are a little bit chunky. I don't mind it. I love how it looks on my eyes, but you do have to apply it with your fingertip. You can't grab a brush, put it into the shimmer and put it on, sweep it on that way. It's a little bit too viscous for that. You have to put your finger into it. Metallics are almost always like that, and pat them on. Okay, that's how you're gonna transfer the pigment from the pan to your eye in the best way. I don't mind that. I apply all my shimmers that way anyway, so it's fine. I really find the pigment payoff of them so beautiful, so pretty on. I think the colors are great, and it blends like a dream, which is always a bonus. Like the matte shades, they go on well and they blend super well. They're not dusty, and you don't get crazy shadow fallout either. Come on, that's so pretty. Let's move on to the blush category. Now, this is one that I just discovered actually from Tati's YouTube page. It is the Camo liquid blush from E.L.F. This is so good. It's just as good as Giorgio Armani. It's just as good as, I mean, all the other liquid blushes that I have in my collection, and it's so inexpensive. It's very pigmented, so you need very little. It gives a very fresh, dewy finish, but not glittery. It blends beautifully, and it has a very impactful, high-end, like liquid blush feeling to it. Gorgeous shades too. Fantastic. If you want a liquid blush, my gosh, are you going to love this? Let's move in to lips next. One of my favorite makeup categories. I found the creamiest, nicest lip liner ever at the drugstore, and it is Maybelline Lifter Liner. If you haven't tried this yet, you need to try this. It is so good. It is creamy, comfortable to wear, but still long lasting. There's been this whole trend lately with lip liners, kind of go on like a gloss almost. Like they're very blurry and easy to use. Versed just came out with one recently that's drugstore. Merit was the first one to come out with it. And like, listen, that's a cool concept. I like that, but it's not long lasting and you're not gonna get a really defined lip from it. And I love a defined vermilion border. I do, I'm a sucker for it, sue me. This will give you moisture, but not so much slip that then it doesn't become long lasting, you know what I mean? It has hyaluronic acid in the formula, so it really isn't drying, glides on easily, doesn't tug, but it's also great for shaping, overlining, smudging. It's the perfect lip liner and it comes in the most perfect shades ever. And that brings me over to lipsticks. I'm such a lipstick lover. I feel like I'm an expert in this field. I really, really love lipstick. This, in my opinion, is one of the most classic, best lipsticks at the drugstore ever. And it is the color Riche by L'Oreal Paris. Now, the reason that this is so great is because it is a satin finish. It is smooth. It is polished. It looks rich. It gives you like an expensive lipstick effect without being expensive. It's creamy, comfortable to wear, long lasting. It's the perfect lipstick ever at a really affordable price point. And again, they have phenomenal, phenomenal colors. One thing that I really love about the L'Oreal Paris lipsticks is that the colors translate from formula to formula. So if you love the color, for example, Worth It, which is a very staple color for them, you will also be able to find it in the liquid lipstick formula. You'll also be able to find it in the balmy lipstick formula. Let's talk about setting spray next. If you want a bulletproof, sweat-proof, life-proof, defy reality-proof setting spray, you need to get L'Oreal Infallible 3-second setting mist. I have easily gone through 6 bottles of this. I use it all the time. Is it the most pleasant smelling setting spray of life? No. Does it work? Absolutely yes. One thing that I love about this setting spray is that it has a microfine aerosol mist. And that matters a lot because a lot of the setting sprays that are out in the market really spray on with these big droplets and then you get wet spots and things can get really blotchy. It's weird. Like, I don't know why people that make setting sprays don't focus more on the mist. This one goes on like hairspray. It is like hairspray for your face. It goes on in a really thin, fine, even veil. It dries down quickly, locks everything in place for the entire day. The next product I want to show you is the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. This is a lot like this E.L.F. Halo Glow. It's the same vibe, but it's different, and let me explain why. This is a glow enhancing tinted moisturizer. So what does that mean? Just like with E.L.F., you can wear it alone, but you can also wear it under your foundation to give your foundation some luminosity. You can mix it with your foundation, or you can use it after your makeup's done on the high points of the face as a highlighter. Now this is where it gets different. So you can get this jumbo size now, and you can use this all over your body. You can use it all over your décolleté. You can use it on your arms. You can use it on your legs. Heck, you can use it on your tummy if you're at the beach, okay? And you wanna look like a glowy, bronzy goddess. You can use this. Just buy the jumbo one because you're gonna use a lot of it. It's a great formula. It gives great results. It's not sticky. It's not too glittery. It's none of that. Now, I want you to do me a favor before you go. I want you to tell me what your favorite drugstore product is in the comments below because I learn just as much from you guys as you learn from me. This video's over.